10:01 a.m. and I call this meeting of the Wichita County Commissioners Court to order. If everyone would please rise with me. Commissioner Mahler is going to give our invocation.
Pray with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today to be proud to live in the greatest country in the history of the world. Thank you so much for that blessing. Thank you for allowing us to live in the great state of Texas and to be a part of this body here that takes care of the interests of the people in Wichita County. Thank you, Lord, for the blessings that you bestow upon us. We'd ask you to watch over our county family. We have people with health concerns from time to time, and we know you are the great physician and you're the one that can provide the healing. We just ask that you would wrap your arms around them and help these people. Lord, thank you so much for our ability to be here today to help come up with ideas, to help move our society forward in a positive way that's good for each and every individual of Wichita County. Lord, we'd ask that you would give special watch over our military personnel that are serving abroad and locally, and that you would protect them and bless them for the blessings that they bring us. Lord, we'd ask that you would be with our first responders as they rush toward danger when the rest of us are wanting to back away. Lord, be with them and protect them and send them safely home to their families. Lord, thank you for the blessings you bestow, but most of all, for giving us the gift of eternal life through your precious Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Where is our, oh, there's our flag. Okay.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. All right, everyone can be seated. Okay, at this time, Commissioner Beecham, did you have a presentation to make, or?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and call Ann. She's actually on our first agenda item, but we can go ahead and have
Oh,
her.
I thought you had that other group that you
Oh,
wanted
no.
to recognize.
I'm sorry. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, never mind then.
All right, if there are no presentations, it is 10:04 a.m., and we will open up this time for public comment. Now, as a reminder, comments are limited to 5 minutes, and the Commissioners Court cannot take action on items brought up during this time. Does anyone, either on Zoom or in the audience, have any public comment to make?
Judge, I have a comment, just to update for the Water Board met yesterday afternoon, and there is, we had received a request to visit our tariff about RV parks, and that's a possibility that's coming along, and it made me think, heck, I was dizzy by the time we were through talking about it, because how does that tie into our subdivision stuff as well as other things? And so I don't know, we may need to think through some of those as we talk. I think it's on for Friday to discuss, but I just thought that was pretty interesting. Never have we, well, the rule or the tariff states that a meter will be supplied for every 50 foot of frontage. Well, even that in itself doesn't really correspond well with our subdivision orders in place today, and somehow maybe we should incorporate that, but I didn't bring that out to Carrie, but should. But anyway, that's, there's a lot of things to think about coming in that, so I just wanted to mention it.
Okay, yeah, certainly something we should discuss next time we do the subdivision ordinance. Anyone else? Public comment? Okay, it is 10:06. Public comment is closed. Now we'll move on to the consent agenda. I have a couple of housekeeping items for the consent agenda that I'd like to bring up for the court. Number one, I would like to modify the minutes from January 9th, 2023. There was a wrong name put in. And so on 23.0109.039, it should read, the motion made by Commissioner Beecham and seconded by Commissioner Watts to approve Unipack for all sizes of can liners. And I would just like to make that modification to reflect what happened. And then I would also, on item number 18, our emergency management coordinator asked us to pull that off the agenda for today. There's some questions about Alpha Omega's, are they fulfilling the full terms of what they're supposed to do? So he asked us to pull that down. And so I'm gonna take that off. Item number 18.
I would like to remove item 19.
To general business or off completely today?
Off completely for today.
And-
Discussed it with them further. I think there's some savings to be had on that.
And I had some, just, clarifications, Judge.
Do you want me to, can I ask folks we have in the public to address their items and then we'll do those? That sound good? Okay. All right. Mr. Bodlin, will you come up to the podium and give the court some information about item number 4, a motion to authorize county judge to sign a memorandum of agreement between Wichita County and CASA to encourage the appointment of ad litem's?
Sure. Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm James Bodling. I'm the Director for Child Advocates here in Wichita Falls. And basically the memorandum of understanding that we're presenting to Judge Johnson this morning is basically a collaborative agreement to outline the roles and responsibilities of a working relationship between the courts and child advocates.
And those advocates, when you use the word ad litem's, you, in the sense of those are volunteers in your organization that serve as ad litem's.
Yes, they'll either be volunteers or the CASA staff that represent,
Okay.
to represent to be an advocate.
That was one of my questions here as to how that worked. I didn't know for sure on the ad litem.
Anyone have any questions? Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then wanted to ask, Brendan, can you or your folks talk about item number, where do you go? No, item number 20, the Tyler Technologies Amendment to Agreement for e-notices functionality?
Yes, I'm gonna ask Sam to come forward and talk about that one.
Okay.
Morning.
Morning.
So the Tyler Notify, just to kind of give you guys a brief explanation on what that is, it was a feature that we had purchased before Go Live. And what it allows us to do is put in a pre-configured action to allow the system to send out notifications to interested parties or attorneys. So it's a big thing that we really would like to get moving, especially the district courts would really love to see this happen. One of the projects that we really want to push on this is allow it to where our internal offices, all the internal offices, could send stuff to the clerks, could file stuff to the clerks with our system
Okay.
instead of having to go through e-file. So this amendment in itself is really just to kind of change how or who's going to be sending those notifications, which would be through a third-party vendor.
Okay.
So instead of going through one of our servers, they will go ahead and host that feature and send it through.
Okay. It was something that was already part of the envisioned plan.
Yes.
Just- okay.
And is there money connected to this, Sam?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And we still have a meeting on for today, right, with Tyler?
Yes.
Okay. And does this extend into the jury selection at?
No, the jury
Function.
selection is going to be using, that's going to be its own software and it's going to be doing notification. This will just be through Odyssey. So Odyssey and the jury software are two separate things.
Okay.
And they'll work together, but they're two separate softwares.
Okay. And have y'all started giving Leslie her planned exams for how all this is laying out?
As best as we can.
I'm betting on her. I bet she can pass. That'll be, and it'll be really good having her up to speed, or y'all helping her get there quickly. It'll just move that much faster, so that's exciting.
Any other questions?
I have a question on number 10.
Same thing. Oh, actually,
Oh,
this
I'm
one-
sorry, not
yeah.
for-
Thank you.
Sorry. Mine's for Brent.
Let's see. David, do you mind addressing item 15, just what that's doing? I guess 15 and 16.
Right. Yes, Your Honor. 15 is, I'm just trying to basically clean up our books. It's totally budget neutral. We're just flipping position numbers around.
Okay.
So that people need to be where to the positions they need to be at. Partly at the request of the auditors and partly because it was pretty messy. We've been adding staff and so the position numbers have gotten real messy. And this just cleans all that up. So we're asking for that on 15 and on 16. Those are positions that are 100% funded by grants at this point, but you know they appropriately need position numbers assigned to them so that they can be paid through the auditor's office in the right way. So that's just all we're asking for on those. Both of these are entirely budget neutral. There's no effect on our budget whatsoever on either of these items.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
22, 23, and 24 are grant positions. Are those diminishing grants or?
Those are 100%
100%.
grant. Those are all 100% grants that you guys have. We got them in the summer of this last year. By the way, they end summer of 2024. I think at least two of them do. They end summer of 2024. I think one of them may be a little longer than that. So I'm sure you'll be hearing from me again. We anticipate applying for step-down grants for those positions. I'm trying to make contact with some of our contacts at TIDC to see when is the best time to apply for those, and they've always worked with us in the past on maximizing your chances of getting those grants. So I'm feeling pretty good about that at this point, but as of right now, they're 100% covered.
100% covered for this year.
This year
But
and half of
but-
next year.
Yeah,
But they
thanks
do it,
to
yeah.
your groups, reaching out and taking the plunge to not only know the grants exist, but doing the legwork to get us there, so. that's
And we anticipate for applying for some more grants that I have on the radar now, which I'll bring to y'all's attention as soon as I finish my legwork on my end and then start applying. I'll bring that to y'all's attention. The grants we anticipate applying for at this point are one, the step-down grants for these positions that are identified on 16. And two is some technology stuff that I'd like to do, which I think is a pretty good chance of making it through the grant process. But of course, those would all be 100% stuff. Equipment's great. Equipment and software are typically, they're very free with covering those because they make us more efficient. They make us, I'm getting outside the scope of this though. So you'll be hearing about that as soon as I get to work. I'm working on that now with a few of my people in my office who are doing great work on it. So thank you. We did try to clean this up with the help of the auditor's office. We tried to clean this stuff up without bringing it to y'all's attention. I appreciate y'all's leadership. I appreciate y'all's work. I know it's a lot, and I hate to be in front of y'all more than I need to be. So the auditor worked with us a lot in trying to clean these up without bringing it in front of y'all's attention, but we got to follow the steps we need to follow.
Yeah.
So, any other questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Commissioner Watts, I think you had some.
Yes, on item,
And then you had a question too, didn't you?
bear with me here, on item 7, that, can you expand on that, just the, exactly what's happening?
So, Commissioner Beecham, your name is on this one, but
7?
yeah,
Okay.
I'll address it. I thought that was funny. So this is just when, with the new county judge taking over, we needed to update our notification forms with the governor's office, with TDM, and this is one of the forms that we just had to resubmit to them to
But
change
you
it.
are our contact there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's all that is the cleaning that up?
Yeah.
Okay. And then on item 14, and I just read, Patrick's here, but I just read some of that. And, I mean, to my basic understanding is that, you know, they want us to pitch in, or they want to call Patrick and move him as needed and utilize them however, and if they was to have the money, they would reimburse him for overtime only. And I was just kind of put out by that, you know, for them putting us kind of in that situation where they could work you for quite some time on whatever was to roll in. Let's say, you know, a big immigration bust happened here, or a trafficker was caught and they pulled you in on to manage, and you had to pull people away from patrol, and the only thing we can get is your overtime if that it cost you that, but that's only if the treasurer deems at some point in time they do have extra funds available. And I'm just kind of put out by it.
I'd like to have that agreement with everything that happens with the county. Wouldn't that be wonderful? You know?
And just so that we're all understanding, I understand and hear what you're saying, Commissioner. The item that we're doing today was just a memorandum of understanding for them to reimburse us for the overtime when we do it. It's not a general memorandum of understanding for us
To act.
with them.
So Patrick has the ability, if he feels that his staff is consumed, he can say, hey, I may not be able to give you 10 guys that you wanted to help go work with the one agent you're sending up here.
Chief,
Right.
do you mind, can you address this at all?
Sure. And you may have be encountering it regularly, Patrick, I don't know, but I just caught my attention when I
had no idea. I didn't have anything to do with it. This was between the sheriff and Gabe Villarreal. With this TFO stuff, I don't know anything about it, so I can't answer any questions.
He can speak on it,
He can speak on it.
Well, you moved right in here with us. We're all on the same page.
You got a seat at the table.
That might be something that we see if we can maybe Friday or not Friday because it's too late for that, but maybe next week
Yeah.
have either the sheriff or someone over
Yeah.
at y'all's office to just talk about the broader interaction between ICE and
Sure, next
what we
Monday.
do. Yeah.
Yes, sir, I'll have somebody.
Okay.
And on that note, Judge, with this, if we could set something with mail as well, just to recap the U.S. Marshals agreement and look at some of those fees and things inside there, and make sure that before we request something or make a simple change, that we're changing what we should change and bring everything up to speed.
Just an overview.
An overview. I mean, there's not like there's hundreds of things, but there's 4 or 5 rates within inside there. And we've talked about a day rate for prisoners, but on this same, it's similar, very similar, and
Yeah, we can get that added to a future agenda. Did you have any others, Commissioner Lawrence?
no, the other two, were addressed with CASA and David. So.
Okay. Commissioner Cannon, did you have a question?
Short, sweet, for Brendan. On item number 10, is this a yearly, are we just swapping out? Is that what these are for, is for swap outs
Yeah,
on
it's our
computers?
planned migration of computers, or planned replacement.
Just a planned budget
Yes, sir.
replacement? Okay, that's the only thing. Nothing new, just
No.
a swapping out, okay.
I'd make a motion, we approve the discussed and modified consent agenda, Judge.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion from Commissioner Mahler, seconded by Commissioner Beecham, to approve the modified consent agenda. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. All right, moving on to general business, item number 1. Discuss, consider, and/or take action to approve the Wichita Falls Alliance for Arts and Culture installing a temporary display in the courthouse foyer for Black History Month in February. Ask Ms. Arnold Ogden to address the court on this item.
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners, thank you so much. We're so excited to partner with the county for the Legends Project. I've provided some documents in your packet there, sort of with an overview of how we plan and will honor Charlie Ferris. This is sort of an extension of that partnership. What we're proposing to do is use the lobby to sort of feature the other artwork that has been created by the sculptor we've commissioned to create our sculptor. We feel that the project has received lots of recognition, as well as Ms. Ferris, deservedly so. But we also want to make sure people understand a little bit more about our sculptor. He's an African-American sculptor who lives in Lubbock, and his work is all over the world, more than 50 countries, and he has really highlighted some amazing African-American heroes in our country. So we wanted to see about perhaps using the foyer, displaying some of his artwork, talking about the project, sort of raising the profile a little bit more. It will be here and is on schedule, whatever that means in a post-COVID world. But we wanted to see if you guys might like to partner with us again to highlight his artwork, highlight the artist, highlight the project right here at the courthouse where the sculpture will eventually be installed.
What a great thing to see. And I guess you're going to use the mezzanine area, or did you want to use both?
We'll take whatever you can give us.
We walked it last week and
I think
picked out
you and
some
Amber might
places,
be able to
so-
talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we'll be using the mezzanine area for right now.
Good.
And we will have, once the new area is open, we'll have an area for other displays
Great.
as we have opportunity to do so.
Sure.
So,
One of the things our organization has really cemented in our region is creating public artwork, whether temporary or permanent. We've worked with the city of Wichita Falls, the city of Quanah, city of Vernon, to install some amazing, amazing artwork. So we know that this sculpture is an extension of that work. If you ever have any blank walls, we're happy to help make those more colorful and beautiful as well.
And you'll kind of put the word out that we've got display here and.
Oh, absolutely,
Great.
absolutely. We'll work with you guys to maybe even do a dedication for the work, and this will be no cost to the county. This is something we've budgeted for and would love to do, and something
that
that we're
sounds-
excited about for our
Just the kind
partnership.
of thing we need to be doing more of.
Yeah,
and
I agree. It's just
highlighting the greatness of our
nifty.
community. So, and I
Well,
appreciate y'all putting this together.
And we're finally gonna have a place to do that.
Yeah,
as that
we will have, yeah.
Construction finishes up, that's the great thing.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
And there was y'all helped me with this, just recently, it was a paper, there's a street name change going on for a fellow that spent his time here as an educator in Wichita Falls. Do you know who I'm talking about, Ann?
I do, and I saw the item, I believe, on the city agenda, but I have a 3-year-old now, so my time span is about as limited as his, my attention span. I do know what you're referring to, but I'm afraid I don't have details.
Okay.
Sorry. 10 years ago, I would have, but
Well, I thought it was real history, so that's, and it ties right into this well.
absolutely. And we'll definitely be highlighting the project, which of course will honor Miss Ferris. That's going to be a large part of this. But, I think it's amazing to see Mr. Dixon's work is, it's at the Smithsonian Museums. It's West Point, right outside that new amazing stadium in Waco. And we're going to have one right here. So it's a real feather in the county's hat and for our community as well.
Where's the permanent home for it going to be after February?
For the exhibition, Wherever.
Okay.
We'll have it. We can keep it up longer if you'd like, or we can modify it to sort of reflect women's history as well. Lots of possibilities.
Well, and congratulations to you too as well. You're fully going as executive director now.
Yes,
correct?
yes. Year 2, starting now.
Yeah.
Long time from your early morning TV.
Different kind of early mornings now, for sure. Yes, sir.
Ann was always one of the best.
Yep.
I can tell you.
He says that because I was his camera woman
That's right. That's right.
for a
Long
while.
time ago.
Ann was the first person to interview me live on TV.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did done other interviews, but
It
you
was
were the
only
first
like
one to do
3 years
live.
ago, so let's
Yeah, only 3. So,
thank you guys. We're very, very excited and we're proud to be a partner for the county and to join forces with you guys to really celebrate arts and culture in our region.
well, I'll proudly make the motion to approve this.
Second.
This is just the thing we need to be doing.
Thank you.
All right, is there any public comment either via Zoom or in the audience on this item? All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Beecham, seconded by Commissioner Watts to approve the installation of the temporary display in the courthouse foyer. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you all again. We'll
Thank
be in
you.
touch.
Appreciate you.
All right, item number 2, review and approve the regular bills for payment. Order county treasurer to disperse payroll and bill payments within 72 hours via U.S. mail, FedEx, UPS, or electronically unless directed otherwise, or may be picked up and ledgered in the treasurer's office.
So moved.
Second.
All right, commotion. Not
Commotion?
No, it is a
There's a lot of
commotion.
commotion.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Beecham. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 3, discuss, consider, and/or take action to approve Caldwell Country Chevrolet, quote number DL220306, for an upfitted 2023 Ford Responder for the Sheriff's Office at a cost of $62,093.64, which is budgeted for 2023 to be paid from Department 560 with lines determined by the county auditor. Chief, can you speak to this one?
I can. The one who actually did this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just replacing a 2009 Tahoe that we still have in inventory. Vehicle's just well past its due, and we need to make our changes. Hopefully it's still available, because when I talked to Caldwell County, they said that they needed, they got other people wanting to buy, and they didn't want to wait, so hopefully it's still available, and we can be able to purchase it. But yeah, just replacing what we need. We didn't put anything fancy on it. It's just got what it needs: a few lights and a bed cover, so that the person who's driving it is one of our investigators and crime scene guys, and he can keep his stuff covered and not have it either stolen or get messed up by the weather.
So upfitted means it's ready to go except for dropping the radio in it.
Yes, sir. Correct. Yeah.
And does it have that, Patrick, area so they could put somebody in the back seat?
No, sir.
No cage.
No, sir. It's just a 4-door regular truck with the bed cover. Yeah, we don't plan on using it for transporting inmates or anything.
Well, it's not a regular truck.
No,
Yeah,
that's better.
It's a 3.5 liter, 400 horse EcoBoost, but anyway.
It'll go. It'll go.
It'll go. It won't outrun a 430 horse Corvette, but the Motorola will. So.
Exactly.
Well, does those have, Patrick, the slide over the bed where, you can cover the bed with the?
Yes, sir.
Hard cover.
Well, we got a trifold cover for it. Yes, sir.
Okay.
That was what was included in the
I've
quote.
noticed, and I took some pictures of a contractor that helps me a bunch, and he had put in the bed of his does that, but in the bed is actually a toolbox. So it raises the bed like this much, but those drawers pull out from the back, and you can put all kinds of stuff in there, but you still have the bed then on top of the toolbox, and then the slide, of course, covers that. Very handy thing, and I never seen one before. I told Brendan that would be ideal to where they have different parts and tools and stuff, but might be something you could
Yeah, I
check,
hadn't
but I
seen
can
that
show
before.
you.
That'd be something
Yeah.
to look at next time we purchase
Yeah.
a vehicle for investigators.
Was this found through a buy board?
Yes.
Caldwell's on by board, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm just making sure that we're in compliance with bid process.
And several of ours,
Yeah.
Cheryl, have been coming. Caldwell's more active than others on in tune
A
with
couple of
the,
vehicles from Caldwell.
yeah, doing the buy board.
We can bring that back for you when we're down at VG.
I brought one back last year from BG.
Yeah, sure did.
Right, yeah. That should be, that's a very
Well-
proven drivetrain, that should be.
Yeah,
good.
I'd make the motion that we move forward and make this purchase.
Second.
All right, is there any public comment either via Zoom or from the audience? All right, wow, there it is again. The motion to approve by Commissioner Watts, seconded by Commissioner Muller. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 4, discuss, consider, and/or take action to purchase a John Deere plow for Precinct 5 at a cost up to $7,000 to be paid from Fund 225,
And-
lines determined by the county auditor.
Judge, I brought those and I need to modify that. I mean, we visited on Friday about that, but
This should go for one.
yeah, and that, well, I'm just concerned that I've got way more use. Barry and Mark really don't touch it that much. Mickey would, but I mean, after I use mine and get Barry talk like there's an application window of time, and once maybe I see mine deterred, I could lend it to Mickey to do
I had two.
his, and but I would rather change the motion to buy this out of precinct 4. And you can kind of, Barry showed us,
It's not a deer, is
Video.
it? It's just.
no,
Yeah.
it's a different,
I don't remember the brand name. It's one
it's
we
just,
looked at.
it's just distributed
Right.
by them.
Western's the dealer.
Yeah. And, Judge, if you heard us talking, it's just unimaginable what kind of damage we've incurred on with those rodents. It's just unreal.
We need Bill Murray to run it.
What they're
After-
doing, what they're doing, Judge, they're digging under the roads. The roads are actually collapsing
Yeah.
and where their tunnels are. And
Really hurt
it's-
Caddyshack.
And it's just,
Yeah,
and it's just, you reach a certain area and it's north of that area, everything north of that area, and I have some that are, 2 foot apart. It's not like there's every now and then that you see that occur. They've rumped the road.
Wow.
And the only
Commissioner, I
road,
believe if you would post a sign that said, "No gophers under the road." Oh, no.
Gopher crossing.
No gopher crossing, yeah. Yeah, they're
this is a-
bad, and it's dangerous when those roads collapse, if you run
well,
along there.
it really is, and it's just messes up. There's no way to drive, without just doing 5 mile an hour type.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's just crazy. And I think it's just an epidemic of them. It's nothing that, I think that whatever the environment is for some period of time could change that and hopefully help, but we're flush with them right now.
Have you heard of this happening anywhere else in the state?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's pretty common.
It in the soil type, Jim, is
Round rivers, those areas, it's a pretty common deal.
I wonder if our state partners might have something along the lines to help with it, either funding or might be something worth pursuing.
yeah.
I'm not 100% sure that the state has not run some of these machines in along the state highways that go through there. I think seems like I recall seeing some of those.
And this by no means is any kind of new technology or anything. We get it from our constituents out there that farm, and they utilize it. And we've reached the point where you know, we can't be inactive or not take a response against it because it's just ruining us. And we're talking about, you know, this thing, and it probably, Barry said, estimated at 4 or 5 miles an hour, but I've got 70 miles to put deterrent in.
Yeah.
And
It lays down a barrier in a line, and it's how it works. And it's pretty effective from what I understand, the people that have done it. So I'd make a motion, we approve that. With the change of, you want.
Commissioner Watts made the motion
Oh, you
already.
did?
I'll
I'll
second
second
it.
that. I sure did, I'm sorry.
and move it to 4.
Precinct 4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we've got a modified motion by Commissioner Watts, seconded by Commissioner Mahler, to purchase the machine. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. And item number 5, receive update on courthouse renovation, elevator projects, and county courthouse annex.
Well, the annex project is kicked off. They're doing the exterior. They've already started on the exterior work already.
Yep.
They don't have the scaffolding up yet, but they have the walk around fencing, so they're already attaching stuff to the north wall. I guess we're making noise.
It is, but
Okay, well,
it'll
get
be.
used to it.
I was like, didn't we just finish all this?
The clerk will have windows again.
No,
Well, you do? I thought they were still
No.
out. Oh, okay.
no new windows are, well, replacement windows, but no additional windows. at
No,
the
that's what I
annex.
mean. I thought they were still out. Did they get them back in?
If you look at the north wall here at the courthouse, they're almost complete with that reconstruction, so
Yeah.
it's looking really good. Elevator folks are supposed to be here today. I don't know if they've showed up or not, because I was in with a group of junior high kids until court started, so I haven't got a full briefing yet of where we're at.
We know where you're going, right, as soon as
Yeah,
this
as soon as
ends.
this is over. On other news, here at the courthouse, Tracy Jennings courtroom, in our meeting with the judges last week, it was discussed that where her bench sat, it was a security risk because it sat in a corner and basically had a shooting gallery, if you will, to get out of that corner back to the nearest exit. We started rebuilding that courtroom in-house. We can do it in-house. However, like everything else, once we start tearing into things here in the courthouse, we found the whole platform that it was built on is asbestos, so I'm gonna have to call timeout and have that portion abated as well. But the rest of that job will be done in-house. We can rearrange everything in order to meet the security standards of a modern courtroom.
Where's she conducting?
She's still doing everything by Zoom.
Okay.
Is that, Mark, is that whole wall, and I'm just thinking about how it was when Commissioner's Court used to be there, but is that, can she come down that wall and could a doorway be put into?
It possibly could be to one of those other offices, but I think we can do, what we have designed is a lot lower cost than tearing into walls. We can use the existing door. It's just
Turn it.
rearranging everything,
Okay.
but that whole platform is asbestos. We can't tear it out, then we have to stop. So, once we got the carpet and everything ripped off of it, we discovered the black mastic, and
They've been pretty quick doing abatements, I've noticed,
Yeah.
haven't they? Yeah.
yeah, but we'll, I haven't called them yet. We just saw that first thing when I walked in the door this morning, that we're there. But good thing we can take the rest of the building materials that comprise the bench. We can go ahead and take that apart and start refashioning the new bench area. So we'll make it all out of what's existing.
Well, I want to thank and applaud both you and Tommy Smythe for, y'all been doing a good public information campaign to try to make everyone aware of what's
Right.
happening with the annex, construction and how to take care of your taxes. And so, thank y'all for doing that and communicating on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be growing pains,
Well,
you know, but it's gonna be so nice when it's done. And
just ask for a little more patience and grace from
just
everyone.
be
and we'll all
glad you're
get
not
through
on the
this.
first floor, because it's gonna get really bad before it gets good. Because we're gonna have to take every ceiling tile out. It's, the HVAC system's gonna be sketchy, but,
It's already sketchy.
well, it's gonna be more sketchy, but we've taken steps to mitigate that too in the process. There's gonna be some growing pains, but it'll be worth it in the end. That's really all I have right now.
Okay. So no action to be taken on that item. All right, it is 10:42, and